evening. Welcome to Modern Spiritualists Live. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course, with you tonight is my co-hostess with the mostest, Miss Hazel Firefly. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, honey. Doing really, really well. Um, just having fun.
Well, we are having an Indian summer over here. So, as you can see, it is coming up to mid October, and I'm still in my summer clothes.
Oh my goodness, whatever will you do?
Not used to it.
I know. I just recently pulled out my fall and winter wardrobe and happened to go through that and debate, okay, what am I keeping? First of all, what can I wear?
Yes.
Because, that's a major problem here lately. I mean, I had to go and buy a whole new summer wardrobe because I had lost so much weight. So we're still going through that. And, I'm getting in my um, winter uniform because I do like, I have a summer uniform, I have a winter uniform that is different, I'm sure, for most people, because it's just like I don't want to think in the mornings. I have enough on
Yeah.
my brain to be considering, well, what am I going to wear? No, have a wardrobe.
But
you know
then, if that's the case, why don't you put your clothes out the night before?
True, that would be great, except I have a cat and they see fresh clothes, they immediately think, ooh, this is something I can lay down in.
Now, I've got a way around that. I
Okay.
keep I keep an old sheet in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So when I put my clothes out for the following day, I cover them in a sheet, and then the cat
Okay.
can't get to them.
Ah, now I might have to look into that one because ours has done everything. Like, she's a really sweet kitty, but I'm telling you, she is not mine. Hello, Shannon. How are you, darling? Hope work's
Alan
going
snuck
well.
in.
Uh huh. So, I've pulled out the summer ward. I'm putting away the summer wardrobe, deciding what pieces are kind of like, we're not wearing that again next year. And pulled out the winter wardrobe and went, my God, why did I say some of this shit?
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you have a winter uniform or style? Because I'm like tights and t-shirts for the house and tights and long sleeve shirts for the outside.
I wear in the summer. I wear a lot of dresses.
Uh huh.
In the winter, it's all jeans and leggings.
Cool. Interesting. Now, I do have a weirder question for you.
Oh,
Is
good. Here we
jeans as
go.
popular over in Britain as they used to be? Because those used to be a fashion statement. Like, those were very impressive.
Do you know? I'd say no,
Okay.
because most of the males. How can I explain this? Most of the males have gone to jogging bottoms.
All right.
And a lot of the females now, we just wear leggings
Mm-hmm.
because this is going to sound really random. Leggings, even though they're close to the skin, they keep you warm,
Mm-hmm.
whereas jeans don't.
No, they don't. Because I remember, God, this is probably 20 years ago. Let me show my age here. Um, it was a very big thing for like to ship Levi's to my British chat room friends
Yeah,
because they're very hard apparently to get was apparently hard to get over there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about £80 now for a pair of Levi's.
Yeah. Mm.
Cool, Shannon, you've worked hard today then.
Yeah.
I hope
a
you got a nice
hundred
cup of
dollars for
coffee.
Levi's?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, let
yeah.
me see. 501s, jeans. Okay, so they're twice the price.
Yeah.
Double. That's insane. Why is it such a high markup for over there? I don't know.
Because years ago, Levi's were the in thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not as such, because Nike now make jeans,
Uh-huh.
Adidas make jeans.
Yeah, but there's nothing like 501s.
No, no,
The cut, there's nothing like the cut. There's
no.
nothing like that's one product that's like, nah, it's either Levi Strauss or Wrangler for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrangler are the same price as Levi over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, of course, I'm a ducky trouser person. I know, boring, but I like my duckies.
What the hell are duckies?
It is a brand of trousers, slacks.
Right. I
Yeah,
think we call them chinos over here.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Call Shannon. See, it's just all expense.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
really, really is.
I feel like it has a lot to do. $100 to rent a wedding dress, that's cheap. $140 for a prom dress. My tux was more expensive.
Well, I went seat shopping yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I nearly fell through the floor.
Oh goodness, really?
Because over here, I should imagine you have it over there. It's called Isofix.
Yeah.
So for the car seat and the base,
Mm-hmm.
it was £200
Right.
for just the car seat,
Right.
and then another £100 for the base.
That's insane.
And we had to get two of them.
Yeah, that's still pricey.
Yeah.
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 Now I would
I
save up
don't.
and get a third one.
Well, I'm going to have one,
Uh-huh.
and my daughter-in-law is going to have one,
Right.
because we've already said the baby's not allowed in my son's car because he'll come home traumatized.
It'll never want to be in a car again.
Because my son's car is like a skip, because he uses it for fishing and for work. And
Right. But no, I'm talking about the little basket thing. I would make sure to have a third one.
well,
Because guaranteed one's going to be wet, one's going to be dirty, and you're going to need a third.
with the car seats, they're totally different.
Okay.
Because with the car seats, they are, I think Shannon would probably understand, the Isofix base goes on the seat that
Mm-hmm.
goes into the back metal bit of the car.
Right.
And then these car seats just sit on top of them.
Right.
But what they do over here now, this is all new to me. It's like I'm 50 this year. My oldest is 28 today, so you can imagine. The prams over here come as what they call a full travel system.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing on the prams now, they come off and go straight on the bases as well.
Right.
So the pram have already got a seat that will fit the base,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got two car seats to fit on them.
Right.
Ah, Shannon knows.
Yeah. See, okay, dating myself again. I didn't have a car seat at
We
all.
had well, when my boys were born, the nearest thing to a car seat they had was like a polystyrene egg that you
Yeah.
sat them in. I think
Mm-hmm.
I come home from hospital in a carry cot in the back of the car.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Shannon got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I didn't have a car seat. I'm trying to think back. I don't think. Well, I don't remember car seats until probably my late 30s when the seat
Yeah.
belts became so important. Now I owned a car that didn't have seat belts.
Yeah.
And that was just standard operating procedures.
It's crazy how things have moved forward, but
Right.
some things not for the better.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think some things are not for the better. I also think that some things should just be handled.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like when you buy a car and you need certain things, accessories for it, it should automatically come for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if we can put cup holders in my back seat, like you fold down the arm and there's built-in cup holders, why can't you flip up two of those flaps and out pops a car seat?
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't designed a car with a car seat in.
Right. But I
Then
can't
I
wait to see the
suppose
Bambino.
not everybody has a child.
No, but it would come in handy for the dogs. Like my Pomeranian has a car seat.
See, we over here, we've got special leads that clip into the seat belt thing, and
Uh-huh.
then it fixes onto their harness.
Uh-huh.
But me, because I'm a bitch, I put like a big cot blanket thing in there to stop his fur going everywhere.
Uh-huh. Well, that's not being a bitch. That's being, neat and tidy and gives him something to cuddle up in. But no, she's got like this little basket thing that snaps onto the seat belt and she just sits in there and it's like, yeah, you're going to be in there 4 minutes and then you're going to get tired of that and you're going to jump out. So we have to asphyxiate her. And it's just the whole thing.
Is it against the law over there to transport an animal without it being secured?
No, it isn't.
See, it is over here.
Yeah, I see all the time like Chihuahua sitting on drivers' laps. I mean, everything. Of course, one of my friend's old managers used to travel with her boa constrictor across the front of her dashboard.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, she'd go to the bank and there'd be the boa constrictor stretched all the way up. She never had a problem taking the deposit in.
No way.
Yep.
And we all see Shannon's kitten goes on the dash or the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. I mean, it's that different view of things from one country to another.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's dive in. Tonight we're talking about long distance relationships and how they take a lot of extra work.
Shannon, have you ever had a long distance relationship?
She's dealing with a long distance relationship. Her husband's in Mexico and she's in West Virginia. Yeah.
Oh, God, there is a long distance.
Yeah. And she's not the only bi-country couple I know. No, I'm not putting you on blast. I think it's great. But, we deal with this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon, I'm going to ask you an awkward question. If you don't want to answer, I totally understand. Do you ever get a bit jittery about the trust issue because you're so far away? Right. See?
Yeah. They've done long distance before. They've been together, I don't know, Shannon, are you going on 20 years yet? They've been together a while.
Oh, 20 years, Shannon. If you'd murdered him the first time you met him, you'd be free by now. It's like a life sentence.
That's what marriage is, honey.
It's so true, it is.
Yeah, if she has that mentality, if he's going to cheat, it's going to bite him in the ass. Yep, just short of 20 years.
See, and you probably feel the same, because we work with a lot of younger people. They really struggle with long distance relationships.
I think it's harder now for them.
Yes. Yeah. But then
Yeah.
I disagree to a certain extent, because if you think we can FaceTime now, whereas back in the early 2000s, Shannon wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, it would have been like phone calls and letters, which letter writing's an art. It's an art in general. But I think it's harder for when you're at long distance because you can be in instant contact.
Oh, Shannon, you floozy.
Oh, please.
Oh, bless him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, and I think that, if you're doing long distance, there has to become times of renewal. Like there has to be scheduled visits. There has to be, video chats. There has to be care packages.
I'm happy being on my own.
It can't. Shannon says, Aeson can tell you, I often complain polyamory sounds exhausting. It can and it cannot. Yeah, I never noticed he's getting flirting, flirting with me, so I've not noticed others doing it. Yeah, that's Shannon's still working on understanding when people are flirting with her.
Shannon, you should know body language by now.
Yeah, but flirting can be a lot of different things. And especially the art of subtle flirting is the undying art. But no, when you're in a long distance relationship, I often recommend writing letters instead of just FaceTiming or sending cards. But you have to be proactive in like planning it out.
Yeah. I often send my best friend, and I mean we close. He knows everything about me. I know everything about her. We call each other BFF.
Right.
I will often, and even though we're friends, send her flowers, send her a card, do random things. But she does it back as well, because I think that's important as well in any type of relationship. Friendship, marriage.
Emails, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. And then also it gives, especially if it's a newer relationship, it gives you time to build the foundational emotional connections. Because if we look back at our grandparents and great grandparents for some of our listeners, they had to wait 2 weeks for a letter.
That's so true.
Especially when they were like in the services. I was surprised that in the services now they still carry phones. They still have like cell service and they can communicate.
That's what you call a cheap night out. The thing is, Shannon, I'm terrible. They'll start flirting with me and then I get fed up with it because I've got big boobs and that seems to attract them. And then after 20 minutes, I'll just turn around and say, look, love, I prefer your wife to you. She's more my type. They soon toddle off really quick. And I think flirting in a way is dead compared to what it used to be.
Oh, I agree. I so agree that flirting is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially the art of a good innuendo.
Yes.
Yes, or double
Definitely.
entendres. Those are like lost on this generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think that people need to go back and watch Mae West. Like that should be required in literature class.
Yes.
Go back and watch Mae West and watch some of the double entendres or any of the 1930s stars that had to talk in double entendres to get the lines across that they could not say because the government controlled it.
It's strange because
Mm-hmm.
what Shannon said, my kids get a kick out of. My friends said they are going to steal my. Oh, so Shannon's a bit of a MILF then.
She is, but that's because she takes really good care of herself.
Yeah.
And she's really fun. And that can create a lot of like people looking to catch attention.
Yes. Yeah.
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 But I think you have to be fun when you're in a long distance relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though you're apart, you've still got to do things which make each other smile.
Right. And you still have to do things that make each other feel important one way or another.
Yes. Yes. Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 110%.
Yeah. And you've got to like remember the small things because you can send people into tizzies over nothing. One of the biggest fights me and my partner got into, and it actually caused our renegotiation, was he said, "I'll call you in the morning." Okay, we'll talk in the morning then. This was during one of our tiffs. Buddy boy didn't call me in the morning. Buddy boy didn't call me in the afternoon. He didn't call me in the night. It went a whole day. And I set the roof on fire. And he said, "I'm sorry. My sister showed up and woke me up. We had a long day. Blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "You said you'd call me in the morning."
Yeah. And the other one I often have to deal with is I haven't heard from him in 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
When is he going to call me back?
Right.
He works full time.
Mm-hmm.
He's allowed to go out with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being so paranoid about everything.
Right.
See, even Shannon's into TikTok.
Right.
I love TikTok, Shannon.
Yep. And having those interactions, one of our funnest things, and we still do this today, especially when we're working real, like long hours or whatever, even though we're in the same house, separate rooms, we may not see each other for 16, 18 hours because we're on different time zones. And when I say different time zones, this is something you have to take into consideration. I work nights, he works days.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we will sit and play card games, like day after day. I'll make some moves while I'm awake. He'll make some moves while he's awake, and it could take a bit, but it really enables that.
Yeah. You're what we say. You like passing ships in the night.
We are, and what's strange is people get a little weirded out because my house is under 1,000 square foot.
Yeah.
It's not a big house. I don't need a big house. I hate a big house. Technically, I think we would consider my house a tiny house for the number of people and beings in this house.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Don't y'all three get tired of each other?" And it's like, we don't see each other except at dinner.
Yeah.
And when we have planned time together. But it's taking that time to do those things, like send TikToks or send
Yeah.
videos or have
Yeah.
video chat, or hop on WhatsApp and just send a simple good morning, good afternoon. Today it's sunny and here's a picture of what it looks like outside my window. What's yours look like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
it's
also
about,
getting the understanding, like you were talking about, of you're in different time zones, you're
yeah.
in different worlds.
Yeah. And that's important as well.
Right.
Because it's also about, yes, you're in a relationship with this person, but it don't mean you gotta live in each other's pockets 24/7.
Right. And that's important too, is you need to have your own self identity in relationships, and in long distance relationships you have to have a deeper identity,
Without
you
a
know
doubt.
because people get to where they're like just waiting on Messenger all day, waiting on Facebook all day for a message, and it's like, no,
No,
get your happy
no.
little ass up and get moving.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, you need to go get moving. You need to go and figure out what you're doing and why you're doing it. And,
Yeah.
have a little bit of taking care of you.
And that's what people don't understand now.
Right.
Yes, it's nice to have a phone call, but you've also got to move on with your life while that other person is doing their thing, being long
Right.
distance.
Exactly. And no state, and balancing out your life, as in balancing out your life so that you can, get through the day
Yeah.
without jonesing for the next one.
And then I got a question for you. When he's away and then he comes home, do you still have date night?
We do when we're away,
Yeah.
you know, but we also do it. Because we live 3 hours apart from each other, and I know a lot of people go, "Well, that isn't a big distance." It can be.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
We would do movies as a household,
Yeah.
as in we both were watching the same movie and interacting about the movie.
It's not just that. 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
don't sound far,
Right.
but if you have bad weather, that three
Uh-huh.
hours is like a million miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Because then all the plans you've made can go down straight away.
Exactly. And the number of times either way we've called and said, "We ain't gonna make it. I'm not making it this weekend," or "I'm
Yeah.
not coming home this weekend." you know and that's when we were running the two houses, and that got even complicated, because it's like, okay, well, I picked this and this up for you, and we're supposed to go here, here, and here, and it's like, well, that was a nice idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something that people struggle with as well.
I agree. They struggle with balancing that, and it gets complicated when it's like, well, the plumber's going to be here on Tuesday, but I have to go to work, so who's going to be here Tuesday? And these are all things you're having to handle yourself when
Yes.
you're living alone, or
Yeah.
when you're living at a distance from one another. And it can get a little nerve wracking, and it's like, oh, for bloody sakes, what are we doing?
Yeah. I agree with you totally.
Yeah, you know, so, but I wouldn't exchange those times for nothing. Like that was some of our foundational, you know, buildings of our relationship. And I think that people in long distance relationships have to have that independence to them, that
Yeah.
they can go and do their own thing and not be so codependent on one another.
Yeah. I agree with you totally.
Yeah. What now? First of all, nobody is dating a African prince. Like that doesn't happen.
No, no.
If you're just starting out in a long distance relationship, what's your thoughts and opinions of the first moves that you should make?
It's about visiting each other, even if it's once every few months, to get to know each other, because there's a massive difference with being in a long distance relationship with somebody and staying close to them. So you could be all well and good on the phone, chatting, doing long distance things, but then it also comes down to how you get on together when you spend a week together.
Or a
That's
month.
one big thing that people don't think about in long distance relationships.
Right. And I think being honest about your lifestyle
Yes.
is important. Because if you're a messy Margaret at home, and then but you're presenting as this organized person, then it's like, are you really that organized?
Yeah.
In selling. It's like I was watching this TikTok, and I had been in a relationship like this, like for the first 2 years, not not this relationship, but another one. Like the first 2 years of you know my husband never saw me out of makeup, and I'm like, you know, so it can be a little complicated sometimes. And being yourself and being that level of connectivity with people, especially when you're trying to build long term, can be complicated.
I look totally different with makeup on and my hair straightened.
I bet.
I very rarely do it because the way I see it is, this is me. If I was to walk around constantly with my hair done, with makeup on, that's not the true me.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm not me until my makeup's on. I'm not me until my face is on, my coffee is in me. Like, I don't want to deal with humans.
Isn't it weird how we are different in that way?
Yeah. And I think it has to, I don't know. For me, originally, it was like, okay, this is just life. And then the other part of me is like, nah, I'm at this level of no. I invest that hour in me.
Yeah.
I invest that $45 in me.
Let me just, where are we? I'm just looking to see if I have, because that's the other thing I hate, having my picture taken.
I've gotten so used to it, especially with us having to get quarterly photos.
Yeah.
It's
that's
almost like routine.
Remember you said to me about how the Welsh dress in their little outfits?
Ah.
That's the Welsh lady costume.
Don't
think I've got any. Oh. That's how different I look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that picture. I know that picture well.
But
I like
don't.
you with the red hair, though.
Yeah, the red hair is nice, but because I'm going grey, and this is going to sound weird, and because of my B12, my hair don't soak it in. So it's a waste of time me having it done.
Have you used the henna yet?
No, nothing will stick to my hair now.
Ah,
It's really weird.
yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going through a phase where, yeah, like the hair chemistry is changing because I used to keep my hair dyed, and now it's kind of I'm waiting to get it dyed because I'm going to get it dyed probably in a month or so, and I'm thinking I'm going to go Arctic blue. If I can get the hairstylist to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but you know, and it's part of that, like maintaining your self image.
Yeah. Like, I go and have my nails done every 6
Hmm.
weeks without fail
Right.
because it looks better when we are doing things on live.
Right.
And to me,
And
it's just my thing, if that makes sense.
exactly.
How you are with your makeup is how I am with my nails.
See, and but I'm that way with my nails too now. I'm taking a small break from it to let the nail beds fix themselves.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going back to having. I've always had. I I like my black onyx nail paint
Yeah.
whenever it gets delivered. But no, that's self care and putting yourself first in any relationship. Like a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Hmm.
Like, it's nice to spoil yourself on times.
Right.
And I'm a
All right.
great believer in that.
Oh, I think that we should spoil ourselves rotten.
Yeah.
Like you deserve it. But let's go into that long distance relationship that nobody wants to talk about, shall we? The one
Fire
that
away.
isn't a relationship.
Yes.
That is like, I am a rich construction worker, but I'm stuck in Afghanistan. Would you date me? I'm looking for a long term relationship with someone that can be committed to me. But yet, you know, they just never seem to come home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Run. The amount of people that get caught,
Mm-hmm.
that is actually a good word the Shannon have just fired at us.
Uh-huh.
Situationship.
Situationships. Yeah. Those are relationships that haven't bloomed into relationships.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And they are, how many times have we worked with clients that've said, I've been talking to this man for 6 months, but he
Mm-hmm.
don't want to come and see me.
Yeah.
That's like, cut your losses and run. Because if he haven't made any attempts to come and see you yet, he never will.
Right. Well, but there's also the other side of that when they get really deep with it. Let's see if I can
Yes.
pull up. Because I get these from time to time. Like, hi, handsome, would you like this type of relationship? I'm long distance. And it's like, go away.
Yeah.
Like, don't bother me, spam botter. Or,
Yeah.
sorry, you're not a millionaire. Stop acting like one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find this is going to sound really harsh, but it's the older ladies that fall for that.
Well, and I think and it isn't harsh, it's truth. And I think it's because they think, you know, I think that there's a psychology game played there
Yeah.
on them
Yeah.
that's
Because
very
then
detrimental.
they get to learn to look forward to these phone calls. Well,
Hmm.
they're not even phone calls, they're messages.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's, have you got £100 you can send me?
Oh, honey, they're
Have,
being cheap over there.
yeah. Yeah, it starts off at 100 and then it
Uh
goes
huh.
up and up and up.
Mm-hmm. To
And it's like,
thousands.
yeah, yeah, straight away, you do not give anything to anybody until you've met them, until you know this person is real,
Mm-hmm.
and until you know this is actually what you want.
Right. Well, I always say if you can't break their kneecaps, you don't give them money.
No, no.
You know, and I think that that's highly, important to talk about. And I don't think that you should feel guilty because the
No.
shame that these people go through is so much. And it's like, no, honey, the other one should, the person doing this should be the one feeling the shame,
See.
not you. And they should have like full social media profiles. You should have their home number. If they go, well, I'm living in another, because this is really common in Europe. You'll have people that live in one country, but they're domiciling in another. Does that make sense? Am I
Yeah,
speaking out of
totally.
turn? Yeah.
Right, what is it? There we are. This is one.
Okay.
Uh, Hi, darling. I've been looking at your profile and it looks really nice. I'm a gentleman
Mm-hmm.
of 49 years old. I'm a single parent, but I'm serving in the forces. Do you think we can be friends and maybe more?
Yeah. Run. That is spy bot search, and that is spying. Like Danger Robinson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you'll always find they're a single parent
Right.
because then they think these are males that say single parents because they feel that the women will be attracted to them more because they are a single parent.
Well, I think it's more so they'll have more excuses about why they can't come visit.
Yeah, yeah,
The thing that I always get is serving in the armed forces. Like,
yes.
stop that.
Or I'm a doctor.
Yeah, a doctor of what? Stupidity?
Yeah, yeah. I remember one, he just kept badgering and badgering. And in the end, I told him politely where to go in no uncertain terms.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually put all his messages up on social media
Oh.
because it's about as well awareness.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And I think that that is more of our generation than this than the more younger generation.
Yeah,
As having
yeah,
that, you know, even like small time gays, we all knew who was a good boyfriend, who was a bad boyfriend, who was a
yeah,
cheater. Because if you wronged one of us, you wronged all of us, and we all knew,
yes,
like, no, you're full. We ain't dealing with you, or this one isn't good. And I don't know if that's still around because we've moved out of the era of everyone meeting at the bar, everyone
yeah,
talking at the bar, and moved to the app world where everything's
yeah.
kind of like off in a box.
The same as, and Shannon will probably agree with this, years ago there was something we all called as girl code.
Mm-hmm.
Where if, like you said, if somebody was cheating, you tell all your friends to warn them of the situation, and this person was a player. Now there's no such thing. I don't think girls support girls in that respect anymore.
I don't think they have the connectivity to do it anymore.
No, no,
I don't think that, I think we grew up in a more connective generation than the connectivity that is currently going on, which is weird because we are now more connected than ever.
Yeah.
It used to be, I don't know, very rare to have a bi-coastal couple that see each other 3 or 5 months. Now it's almost becoming normal.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's becoming normal now. Practically move in with each other straight away.
Well, it's always been that way in my world. Like, they move in very quickly.
Yeah.
You especially for your side of the baseball field. They always say the second date comes with a U-Haul.
We have a saying over here. First date, you know everything about them. Second date, you get the dog. Third date, you move in together.
Yeah.
No. My space, my house, hop it.
Right. Exactly.
Shannon have just said actual friends will straight up a rat. See, it's not like that over here.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No, me, I got a big gob, so if I knew somebody was cheating on his girlfriend, I would tell the whole of the town.
Well, we get paid to do that.
Yeah. Right. If somebody was cheating on my friend, I'd have great pleasure in telling everyone. But other people don't think like that.
Well, I don't think that they think like that anymore because they feel so isolated.
Yeah. And sorry, I can't take you seriously.
Okay. Why can you not take me seriously?
I was going to say something, but could be seen as a bit rude.
Not really.
You've got a pussy on your head.
Yes, Miss Anna has decided to calm down and to actually just join us on air. As long as she lays up here and behaves, she can stay up there.
She comes to visit us every week.
Very much so. She's very much becoming a little podcasting co-host.
She is, bless her. She'll be wanting extra treats soon.
She'll want a pay raise, and I'll be reminding her that this is this is America. We require 40 hours a week.
I always use the one, you live here rent free. That works every time.
Normally.
Oh.
Yeah, but
I think in general, relationships are hard work for some people anyway.
They are, and then if you go long distance, that's when you're getting into what I call the advanced game.
Yes.
That's level 2.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but here's my question for you. Can you make it work?
You can. And I think if you put that effort in to make it work, it makes you stronger as a couple.
It does. And it really does take a lot of effort. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of checking in. And it takes a lot of making sure that things interesting. I've seen that.
Well, we go off topic all the time, and it's Shannon's fault. I'm blaming Shannon.
Oh, please, honey. Have you ever seen two psychics be able to hold a conversation to one topic? Our messenger, we have started highlighting the topics in so that we can keep up with what we're talking about.
And you know what made that even funnier? As Shannon sent that, you can't put a paw on your shoulder.
So Shannon said she saw an article where a guy gives his workers a cat to cuddle at work. but if they quit, they can't take the cat, so it helps with retention. I wonder if it's a call center.
It could very well be.
That would be interesting. Now, I've seen like cafes in different places in Japan that are cat cafes. Like you can go there to visit the cats.
We're having one opening up here. It's going to be about 10 minutes up the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it is actually called Cat Cafe, where as you go in, you have to walk in through the door and sign in. And then you have to walk through like a mesh door.
Right.
And the cats are all inside.
Cool.
But they are also doing it as like you can eat and drink and everything in the cafe. But they're also going to have 3 days a week where you can go and rehome an animal as well.
As in you can adopt it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just clarifying there.
Yeah. So I suppose things like that benefit so many people.
It does. It benefits so many people. It's like I think seniors should automatically be able to get free rehomed pets.
Yes. Yes. The average thing here at the moment is if you go and rehome a pet from the RSPCA or Battersea Dogs Home, you see all these programs where they make out adopting a pet is such a big thing, but to adopt a pet is close to £900.
Wow.
It's cheaper to actually buy a pet from a breeder than to rehome.
See, that is so drastically different here. Because here it's cheaper to go to Walmart and you can find your cat or dog you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. All right. So what's your schedule this week, darling?
I'm working all day tomorrow. Wednesday, I've got Sean with the dentist, so that's a bit of trying to weigh things up on how long we're going to be. But apart from that, I'm working all week.
Oh, goodness. Well, my hours are shifting a little bit. I'm working 8 to 3 a.m. For Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'll be back to my full night shifts on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, and where are we? We got a full moon on the 14th.
We do.
And I think, hang on, I was reading it earlier. Where are we?
It's an eclipse, too.
It is. It's a big one as well.
Yes, so you want to be setting out your intentions because it's going to have an effect for 6 months. So be very thoughtful for what you want to be growing this time.
Yes. Yes. And then we've got a half moon on the 22nd.
That's also an eclipse.
Yes.
Yes.
We've got lots happening this month with energies.
Yep. It's October. We're going to have that. The veil is thin because we got Samhain on the 30th or the 7th of November, one of the two.
Then, according to my calendar, we have another strong half moon on the 5th of November. But we won't be able to see that because it'll be all smoky over here.
Right.
Because that's Guy Fawkes.
Yes. Now, we won't be on the 6th of November, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then we may be changing times. So, yeah. We're gonna have a meeting about that here soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, do you have Remembrance Day over there?
No, unfortunately not.
On Sunday, the 12th, we have Remembrance Day.
Here's my question, though: is that which remembrance are we doing, one or two? Because I know
Both.
December 7th, both. Okay, so now they've combined them.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
we call it Poppy Day.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
everybody wears a red poppy for
Mm-hmm.
remembrance of our fallen soldiers.
Right. Because isn't it December 7th was the end of WW2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really strange why they do it that day, but that's just something they've always done.
Right. Well, I think it's because let me power up some Google here. November the 11th, 1918. So
Yeah.
that's why they do it.
And we always celebrate it. The official day is always the 11th of the 11th.
Right.
But we always do it on a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
near us to that date, because
Right.
we get our all out like scouts, army cadets, Air Force cadets.
Right.
We get them marching, and they all
Mm-hmm.
march together as like they're all coming back together to show the
Right.
world that they're a union.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is because that has to do with WW1, and they've
Yeah,
incorporated WW2, Korea, Desert Storm. Like there was more operations than
yeah.
that the United Forces had been in. But no, because September 1st and 2nd is WW2's ending. It took 2 days for that one to end.
I think it's more as well of a history lesson for the children.
Yes. And it should be, because there was a
Yes.
lot of lessons learned during that. What's scary is it's already been 100 years.
Yes.
That was 18. We're into 2023, and we're looking at we're less. It's mind-boggling. We're less than uh, 10 years away from 100 years of beginning World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because I believe there are some treaty things that are going to start playing out here soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, that's a little scary in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's scary for the whole world, not certain areas, if I
It
can
should
say
be.
that. Yeah.
It should be scary for the whole world
Yeah.
because
Because
the mobilization of what I will call the access forces are a little bit scarier.
I live in between two army bases.
Uh-huh.
We have had a lot of low flying exercises going on.
Uh-huh.
So they're more and more out and about practicing.
Right. And getting warmed up is what I say. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, 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 you know. All right, my dears, we've reached our end. It was great talking with you guys. You can find us over on Fortunica. You can find us on Zodiac. I'm on Keen. Where are you? You're on Zodiac and Fortunica,
Yeah.
and we're both
Yeah.
on Modern Spiritual. You can book sessions with me there. I have classes there.
Can you stop pushing your chair back? She's going to fall off. She's holding on for dear life.
I
Push your
can't
chair
push
back.
back. Yeah, she doesn't like the rocking.
Poor girl.
Now, my older calico, the one before her, was a long haired, and she would tapping you on the shoulder like, Rocky.
You know what? I love animals. I
Yeah.
really, really do. They make things so much better.
Hmm.
And she's
They
giving us
do.
entertainment tonight, and she don't even realise.
No, she's been very good tonight. She hasn't clawed me either, so that's impressive.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. Um, all right, guys. We will see you next week. And next week, we're talking about.
Next week, we are talking about mental health with the days as they are so short at the moment.
Mhm.
And they're going to get shorter. So it's going to be darker longer than it's actually light.
Right. So, how to get through the darkness.
So here's one for Shannon. Start thinking about what you do to make you able to cope with the winter. So Shannon got some homework this week.
Yeah, we like giving our listeners homework. Now, guys, remember you can always leave a comment below. Be sure to do the likey and the subscribey so you get notifications. And go in there and turn on to all notifications so you know when Modern Spiritualist goes live. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.